What's going on, you guys? It's Arti, Executive Director of Film and Art, and today we are giving you guys our way too early 2024 NFL mock draft. We only did 10 picks, because honestly, besides the top 5, this could change. This could change simply based off of what we did from our summer scouting. So we'll see how things shake out as we get further and further and more invested into the 2024 NFL draft class. But man, at the top, we have got to start with none other than with the number one projected pick for our 2024 NFL mock draft, and that's obviously Caleb Williams, the super outstanding, super talented former Heisman Trophy winner quarterback, Caleb Williams from the University of Southern California. This pick doesn't need much nuance. It doesn't need much analysis, much talk. This is clearly QB1 in the 2024 NFL draft class. He honestly, if he'd have went last year, and you guys know how much I personally loved Bryce Young based on the film session that I did, the very first film session to come on this channel last season, but Caleb Williams would have been over Bryce Young. No doubt, Carolina would have been trading up for Bryce Young. Would have been trading up for Caleb Williams instead of Bryce Young if he was eligible for last year's class. This young man is outstanding, out of structure. He's made some of the most mesmerizing plays when things break down that I've seen on tape ever in my scouting portfolio. This guy off script, he's electric. He's just simply outstanding. He has the arm talent, he has the accuracy, he has the mobility that you look for. He is kind of like average height. He's 6'1", so that would be something to monitor going forward. But he's not like Bryce territory or anything like that, where he's like under 6 foot. So it's whatever. But him as an athlete, I believe if he does run at the combine, which I've noticed lately, some of the top quarterbacks don't run at the combine because they're quarterbacks. What do they need to run for? I guess. But I noticed that they don't run, but I would be very interested to see if Caleb Williams does run, because he seems like one of those alpha male competitors. Because I believe he could run in the 4.5s. I mean, that's how much of an athletic person I think he is for his position. So yeah, Caleb Williams, Arizona, you got two choices in my opinion. You go ahead and just say, screw this season, you trade, you get a bunch of picks, and you take Caleb Williams, or you just trade Kyler Murray and see what you can get in that aspect. Because at the end of the day, it's you guys just need all the help you can get. And in my opinion, the best way to help yourselves, the best way to help your team, the best way to help your franchise moving forward is getting the best quarterback prospect to come out since Andrew Luck in this 2024 NFL draft upcoming. Moving on to the number 2 overall projected pick in our 2024 way too early NFL mock draft. You see that team right there picking is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. According to my schedule predictions, I have them finishing with a 2-16 record, which might be surprising to some people, but I just don't believe that Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask will be able to win you that many games. I also think time has ran out for Todd Bowles and that defense being able to be the backbone and carry that franchise. I think it's just over. I think it's done. I think they're cooked. And if you're gonna be cooked, this is a good time to be cooked because, hey, guess what? Not only is Caleb Williams the cream of the crop at the quarterback position in this draft projected, but there's another guy named Drake Maye at the University of North Carolina who is pretty darn good as well. I did summer scouting sessions on both of these gentlemen, and man, Drake Maye is someone with very, very high potential. The way I described him to some of my buddies is Think of a blend of Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. That's what I see in Drake Maye, quarterback from North Carolina. This is a young man who, in his first season playing college football last year, really tore it up. He had to sit a year. I think he redshirted and then had to back up Sam Howell for a year. But man, that display that he put on tape, that film that he put out was absolutely outstanding. There's a lot of things he has to clean up. I mean, the accuracy is an issue. He's going to have to be more consistently accurate. He does short arms from throws, but he has the arm. I mean, the arm talent is obvious. You can cut on the tape for 5 minutes. You can see the arm talent. You can see the mobility. I mean, when I cut on the tape with Drake Maye, I was pleasantly shocked at how mobile he really was. I mean, he wasn't just running around people. He was running over people. He was helicoptering, trying to score touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like, Drake Maye is just a very impressive young signal caller, and I cannot wait to see if he does come out in the class in 2024, how he improves on the season that he had as a red shirt freshman. Moving on to our third overall pick, and you guys see there, we have a little trade here, projected, of course. In this mock, I have a projected trade that the Tennessee Titans, who I have finishing at 2-16. But anyway, who had the right to earn this third pick, I have them trading back with the Arizona Cardinals for the 7th and 8th pick and a future pick. To move up to 3 so that they can pair Caleb Williams and this man right here in Marvin Harrison Jr., the talented, outstanding wide receiver prospect from Ohio State University. You know, obviously we just seen it last year with Joey Porter Jr. We've seen it with countless other guys now as we're coming on that time frame where you're seeing a lot of former players, their children are coming into the league. And with Marvin Harrison Jr., you can almost just see, like, this dude was born to not only play football, but he was born to play wide receiver. I mean, at 6'3", 6'4", 215, to be able to run routes the way he does, to be able to hit top speed and decelerate the way he does, it's simply incredible. His high point catching ability, throwing him a 50-50 ball is like throwing an 80-20 ball, for real. Because the way he did poor Kalen King last year was just so disrespectful. It was just so disrespectful how he did Kalen King last year from Penn State, the corner, who's by some people, including our DB guru here at Fitness Art, Dalen, CB1 right now for him off the summer. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is, simply put, the best wide receiver prospect to come out since Calvin Johnson. You're going to hear that a lot in this class. There's a lot of best sense because this class is star-studded. Last year was a bunch of stars, but this class is star-studded. Like, these guys, if these guys came out last year, these guys would have made the draft a mess than it already was. You know what I mean? So, for Arizona here, we trade up to 3. You get your franchise quarterback in Caleb Williams, who's going to take you back to the promised land and make the NFC West more competitive. But beyond that, you do him the ultimate favor. You do what the Bengals did a year early. You go get your new franchise quarterback a new wide receiver one. And I think this is the model that most NFL teams have accepted now. We're not going to draft an offensive lineman every time. We're not going to draft a running back. We're not going to draft a defensive end. We're going to go draft a young, talented wide receiver to pair with our young or our established starting quarterback. And we're going to go see if we can win a damn Super Bowl. That's the method. That's the way that teams are going about attacking how to chip away at competing for Super Bowls year in, year in out. The starting point at this point now is you have to have a dynamic young quarterback on a rookie deal or who just got paid, and a dynamic young wide receiver who can ascend to be a top guy. That's the model that these teams are following, and I see the Arizona Cardinals doing something very similar come next April 2024. on to pick 4 here in this 2024 way too early mock draft presented by Film and Art. Man, this young man to my left right here is simply put one of the most fun players I've ever evaluated. Most fun. Just cut on tape and you can just get you some popcorn and just be entertained. Just be flat out entertained. And that's none other than Brock Bowers, the tight end prospect from the University of Georgia. In my humble opinion, Brock Bowers is better than Kyle Pitts was coming out of Florida. In my humble opinion, Brock Bowers is a better prospect than Marvin Harrison Jr. Better prospect. Better player, we can go tit for tat. Better prospect, it's Brock Bowers, in my opinion. Brock Bowers, all he's done since he's been at Georgia is be their focal point of their offense. Everybody talks about the running backs. Everybody talks about Stetson Bennett. No. It was all about the offensive line. It was all about Brock Bowers the entire time. He was the straw that stirred that Georgia drink. I mean, you can put this guy legitimately outside as a receiver, and he can be fine. He can play NFL receiver. You can put him in line. He's 6'4", 240. You can put him in line and have him block edges and be fine. This guy's been blocking in the SEC since he was 18 years old and been just fine. I thought when I cut on the Brock Bowers tape, you guys, I thought I was going to be watching a young man who was going to have good and bad reps. No, Brock Bowers was winning most of his reps that he had against SEC edges. And you know those SEC edges, whether they get to NFL or not, are strong as hell. They are grown men. And Brock Bowers was getting them out the way, getting to the second level, maintaining blocks, springing runs, springing screens. I mean, they used him as, there was a play in the national championship game against TCU. They used him as a designated blocker for a Lad McConkey screen. Do you understand how talented you have to be as a blocker to be the lead blocker, even being split out as a wide receiver on a screen? That means your offensive coordinator trusts you in your blocking ability. And we don't even have to talk about him as a wide receiver or as a pass catcher. We don't have to talk about that. I mean, that speaks for itself. He's definitely a good athlete. He's definitely fluid as a route runner, fluid as heck. There's some times where you don't understand how nuanced he is in his routes, where he has this lean thing that he does to separate from linebackers. He can be linebackers, he can be safeties, he can win over the top. I love Brock Bowers. I'm all for Brock Bowers. I believe he's a top 5 pick guaranteed in the 2024 NFL draft. At number 5, it's time. It's time to start talking about the big people, the maulers, the mountain movers, and we have none other than Olu. Just gonna say Olu Fashanu. Tackle from Penn State. I got him going to the Las Vegas Raiders here. I think the Raiders could potentially target a quarterback, but in my humble opinion, it would be better to continue to work on an offensive line because it's been so bad for years. It doesn't matter what quarterback you put back there. If you don't protect him, it's just not going to work. And also, just quickly, even though it might sound, I guess, cliche, I mean, Aiden O'Connell had a good preseason. So, and then these guys still have Jared Stidham. So, even if, Jimmy G's going to Jimmy G, I think that getting an offensive lineman the caliber of Olu Fashanu, who are on offensive line guru here, Alex, bro, he loves that kid. It's a shame that we had to take our YouTube video down. Big fuck you to Veritone. Because Alex did a great job breaking down Olu Fashanu against the Michigan Wolverines, and really, really, really set the precedent or set the standard for what he could do this season. Because he could have come out last year, but he decided to come back to school and put it all together. So Fashanu to the Las Vegas Raiders at pick 5. The streak continues here at number 6. I have obviously the New England Patriots. Some people are gonna be shocked. New England Patriots are in the top 10 in you guys' mock. Like what? Well, I got them going 4-13. Sorry, Bill. Time runs out. Time runs out. Eventually, you're gonna have to suck. And if the Patriots are gonna suck, to this point, I do think they could consider a quarterback, but I also think they would consider offensive line. And if you're gonna take offensive lineman in this draft, that's not Fashanu, you might as well take Joe Alt, who's literally a freaking walking behemoth, 6'8", 320. Out of Notre Dame, the offensive tackle. Literally just watched him this weekend against Navy. Now, mind you, it's against Navy, the midshipmen. But if you cut on the tape with Joe Alt, I mean, you just see a consistent mauler. You see a consistent mover, someone who's always getting to second level, someone who's always winning his matchup. Rarely people get it, not only not beat Joe Alt, but they rarely get his hands on him because he's so technically sound, like most Notre Dame linemen are. So Notre Dame's own Joe Alt continues the offensive line factory that they are by shipping him to New England to help out the Patriots and protect Mac Jones or whoever they decide their quarterback will be of the future. Number 7, we have the Tennessee Titans. Like I said, projected trade here. Cardinals went up from 7, and the Titans got 7 and 8, and they take a wide receiver to add to that room that already currently holds Treylon Burks and DeAndre Hopkins for now, and they add Marvin Harrison Jr.'s teammate, Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver from the Ohio State University. I think this young man right here is literally Amari Cooper, copy and pasted. I love Emeka Egbuka. I see so much Amari Cooper when I watch him. He's so fluid in and out of his breaks, so fluid with his routes, understands what quarterbacks look for, especially when it comes to breaking at the right time. Scramble drill, he's excellent. Really, really good awareness, really good hands as well. Good sideline awareness, good agility, good athlete. He's done some return things as well. So Emeka Egbuka, who I currently have as wide receiver 2. Well, him and the LSU guy, Malik Neighbors, are tied. But yeah, Emeka Egbuka to Tennessee makes a lot of sense. He has so much slot versatility. And with the Treylon Burks versatility of slot inside as well, all you need is a true X guy, and you're set for the future in Tennessee with whatever quarterback they decide to go with for wide receivers. At number 8, this is another projected trade with the Tennessee Titans, but this is a pick that the Arizona Cardinals acquired from Atlanta because Atlanta was supposed to be number 8, according to my predictions. But like I said, the Arizona Cardinals got this trade from the Atlanta Falcons due to the fact of them getting Kyler Murray. So they acquired the first round pick. The Cardinals acquired the first round pick of the Atlanta Falcons because they gave them Kyler Murray. So just a little background on how this pick got to this point. I should have put that on here. I'll do that next time. But yeah, at 8 here for Tennessee, you have to go edge rusher. You got your receiver, you got your weapon to continue rounding out that wide receiver room. Now you've got to go edge. You guys need pass rush so bad. It was a shame that Harold Landry tore his ACL last year. He was literally your only pass rusher outside of Bud Dupree. But help's on the way. And in this way too early mock draft, and you get Dallas Turner, the edge rusher from Alabama. I don't think he's better than Will Anderson, but I think he's a better athlete. I think he's got less potential as well. But I think that Dallas Turner at the end of this draft process will end up being edge one for a lot of people because of his athleticism and his upside. I also think he's more edge 3-4 outside linebacker than Will Anderson. I believe that Dallas Turner can cover some in pinches if you need that because of his length. So yeah, got Dallas Turner going number 8 to the Tennessee Titans. Number 9 here, we got edges going back to back. We had offensive tackles going back to back, and we have Jared Verse, I think, was probably my favorite fit of this entire mock that we did. And Jared Verse going from the edge from Florida State University going to the Indianapolis Colts. I think Jared Edge fits that scheme like a glove. Jared Verse is a true hand in the dirt 4-3 edge rusher who's gonna cause havoc, who's gonna make impacts in the backfield, whether he's sacking the quarterback, disrupting the run game, or just getting pressure on the quarterback. I think Jared Verse easily has the opportunity to be edge one. The only reason why I believe that Dallas Turner will be edge one over him is because of Dallas Turner's athleticism. But everything else, Jared Verse got him on. Pass rush plan, Jared Verse. Technique, Jared Verse. Run game, Jared Verse. Versatility, you could make an argument that's split. Maybe favor to Dallas Turner, but Jared Verse as just a pure pass rusher is just ready to go. I mean, he was a extremely productive pass rusher at Albany. He transferred that right on over to Florida State last year. Everybody in the world thought he was going to come out, and if he would have came out, I believe he would have been a top 20 pick. But he came back to school, and now he's got a chance to be a top 10 pick, like we at FMSR are projecting him to be in this way too early mock draft. So love Jared Verse. Cannot wait to see what he does this season, and also cannot wait to see if the Indianapolis Colts do have a chance to get him, because if they do, man. And the last pick of this FMSR 2024 way too early mock draft. We only did 10 picks because it's way too early, and don't nobody feel like going through all 32 picks right now in what is it, August 31st? Yeah. So we have the Washington Commanders picking 10th, and we have them taking Kool-Aid McKinstry, the cornerback from the University of Alabama. Yes, people, his name is Kool-Aid. His not his legal name, but Alabama lists him as Kool-Aid, so that's what we're calling it. All right, so that's just what you guys have to deal with. But Kool-Aid McKinstry is easily the most athletic cornerback in this class. We can have this course debate on if you think he's the top cornerback in the class of 2024. There's very mixed opinions on that. In my opinion, I would like to see him display some more ball skills, but I think his ceiling is too high. It's too high for him to be considered anything less than top 3, in my opinion. Dalen doesn't like him. A bunch of other guys that I respect in this scouting business are iffy on him as well. But overall, I think that Kool-Aid McKinstry, by the time draft rolls around next year, I think he'll be CB1. I think he's going to have an outstanding season for Alabama this year. And most importantly, I think that for this team, pairing Kool-Aid McKinstry and Maye Forbes, that's a very, very good young potential cornerback duo for a while. So I believe that the Washington Commanders have had a secondary issue for a long time. So getting your secondary solved in this way, getting that type of player, makes a ton of sense, in my opinion. So yeah, man, that's gonna wrap it up for this 2024 way too early NFL mock draft, brought to you guys by Film Miss Art. Again, if you guys like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. I know we're doing right now a lot of NFL based content with the Sunday Spiral, and we have some special announcements coming up of other ways we're gonna try to make content based on NFL and football in general. But we have not forgotten about scouting. We will never forget about scouting. Scouting is the baseline, the heartbeat of this channel, the heartbeat of the scouting department, obviously. So we're not going to forget about draft or anything. We're just trying to gain, more of an audience, more viewership through other formats, so that way we can, hit our goals and, eventually get monetized and eventually, start doing this thing for real. So thank you guys for all the support so far on this journey. We really appreciate it. And yeah, you guys have a blessed day. And we'll see you again soon with our, I guess, mock draft 1.0. I don't know when that'll be. That'll probably be maybe November or December. We gotta actually scout these guys and see what's going on through this 2023 college football season. So yeah. Peace.